Come on guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, a couple of weeks ago, I did a story out of Seminole County, Florida. Shout out Seminole County. You know what I'm saying? And it was about this young lady right here. This lady right here is Katherin Aguasvivas. I have a hard time saying that name. 31 years old, this woman was carjacked, taken to a neighboring county, and executed at a construction site or a big parking lot. I think they said it was a construction site. The car was set on fire with her inside. Very tragic. Ever since this crime has occurred, I guess a lot of information has came out. Few people have been arrested, and the motive of why still exists, but the way these people are all tied together, like I said on here before, with different stories, sometimes the rabbit hole goes deeper than you think. Check this out.
The search continues for a man in connection to the deadly Seminole County carjacking of Katherin Aguasvivas.
27-year-old Giovanni Joel Crespo is a person of interest. West News Night Carjacked pieces together what we know about this case so far while deputies work to find the killer.
There is so much to cover in this complex and complicated case, so we decided to bring out a bulletin board to lay it all out for you and make it easier to follow. By now, we all know the victim, 31-year-old Katherin Aguasvivas. She was in Seminole County when she was carjacked, kidnapped, and murdered. Almost a week later, deputies named 28-year-old Jordanish Torres Garcia as a person of interest. So how is he connected? The sheriff says he's tied to the green Acura that was behind Katherin's car. It's believed he bought the Acura from a dealership, leaving his name and phone number, and then that brought investigators to his Facebook page and a stunning revelation.
It appears that the profile picture taken in January is somebody wearing exactly the same clothes, or what appears to be exactly the same clothes as our shooter.
Torres Garcia is now in the Seminole County Jail on unrelated gun charges. He's also a suspect in a burglary case. Now let's look at Giovanni Hernandez. He's on the run. How does he tie into this? The sheriff says Katherin's brother, Louis, had access to her phone and then found out Hernandez was the last person she spoke with.
He called that person and he said he did not know who that person was. Louis tells us that Giovanni says that Katherin was up here to deliver money and other stuff for a friend.
While deputies were conducting a search warrant on Hernandez's Castleberry home, they say they found out his girlfriend, Monique Sable Soto, was in Osceola County picking up a delivery of 3 kilos of cocaine. She's now behind bars, facing federal charges. Going back to the green Acura, deputies say a tow truck driver named Juan Garcia towed the car in Orange County. Weeks later, they say he was shot and killed. The murder happened just one day before Katherin was found dead. I'm Sinai Gebrigedigas. Back to you.
The Orange County deputy accused of interfering in the deadly carjacking investigation bonded out of jail 3 days ago. 33-year-old Francisco Estrella is under GPS monitoring. He's also accused of contacting the lead investigator in the Seminole County case, pretending to be a cousin, secretly recording their conversation, and then allegedly sharing it with Katherin Aguasvivas' husband.
All right, guys, that's sort of what you know, but as far as the motive, they don't know what the motive is. I think personally, this thing got drugs written all over it. See, but they said she went to go pick up a package. Somebody got alerted. They went and got the drop on her. That's all this is. But I mean, that's why I think the cop had wanted the deputy that got arrested was trying to impersonate a detective so we could find out if they had any leads tracing them as a group back to the woman's death. Said she called her husband. But then again, they talking about now the last person she talked to was another guy that's already arrested and involved in drugs. The guy with the haircut, the blonde haircut alone need to be locked up for that. That look a mess. You know what I'm saying? Before I get out of here, I just want to show you a little bit about who he is and what they talked about him in another news article. Take a look at this.
Starting with the latest on a carjacking and kidnapping investigation out of Seminole County. So glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Documents obtained by News 6 show the man deputies are calling a person of interest in the case was on the run until he was arrested on Friday.
That's right. The sheriff says Jordanish Torres Garcia was wanted for federal gun charges. We're learning he was released from prison, then disappeared. News 6's Katherin Silver has been digging into his past today.
It's all outlined in these federal court documents. They say Homeland Security seized multiple guns and ammo from Jordanish Torres Garcia's apartment in Puerto Rico. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, but when he was released in October, he never reported to the U.S. Probation's office. Now investigators here in Seminole County believe he may be one of the people who targeted Katherin Aguasvivas.
I know that there's some bad players and bad actors that are doing incredibly dangerous things with this.
Sheriff Dennis Lima says his detectives are putting the pieces together in what's turned out to be an incredibly complicated investigation. Let's start with Jordanish Torres Garcia, who deputies say is a person of interest in the armed carjacking April 11th. Investigators say he's wearing the same sweatshirt in his Facebook profile picture as the masked man in this video taken by witnesses. The sheriff also believes he's the man who bought the green Acura, seen here behind Katherin Aguasvivas' white Dodge Durango. Detectives have not established a direct connection between Jordanish and Katherin, but they have linked Katherin to this man, Giovanni Crespo Hernandez. The sheriff says he spoke with her on the phone during her drive from South Florida to Seminole County. At least that's what her brother told them.
Lewis tells us that Giovanni says that Katherin was up here to deliver money and other stuff for a friend.
We don't know what other stuff means, but we did find out more about Giovanni from court documents. They show pictures of what law enforcement found when they searched his home in Castleberry, jewelry from robberies and home invasions, a gun and fentanyl. The sheriff says this is Giovanni's girlfriend. She was arrested for picking up a drug delivery in Osceola County. That's also where detectives say Katherin Aguasvivas was found dead in a burning car with bullets on the ground. The same bullets were recovered from another murder the day before, where a tow truck driver was gunned down in Orange County. And the sheriff says they think the same green Acura was at that scene too. Investigators have found that car, but they still need to find whoever else was in it. They also still need to find Giovanni Crespo Hernandez, and they need to establish links between everyone involved so they know why this happened. The sheriff told us based on the pace of this investigation so far, they hope to have an answer soon. In Seminole County, I'm Katherin Silver, getting results, News 6.
All right, guys, that's the news, and it don't take a genius to know what happened here. It don't. I don't know what role the tow truck driver plays in this thing, but he tragically lost his life too. And this is the thing about these type of situations, man. Anytime you deal with drugs, you deal with what? The street and street life. Street life, a lot of times death ensues. Why? Because the game is the game. I did this story at first because I thought it was odd when I went back and looked at the video, you know, which I looked at several times, guys, about how cool the guy was with having a machine gun out and at the door. I'm like, this is a goofy dude. Like, he ain't got no haste or nothing. I think this woman was in the street, didn't expect this to happen. It's a scenario when somebody got a gun in your face, you don't know what to do, you freeze up. She opened the door, let my man get in the car, so on and so forth, and things are what they are. She's gone, car burned up. Bunch of people implicated. This guy got a history of home invasions. She was out there with some unsavory characters, and things happen the way they do. I think, honestly, the brother and the husband know what happened. They saying they know more than they're leading on to. Because, I mean, I don't see her out there making queen pin moves, and he don't know nothing about it. And he friends with the cop. I think they had a thing going where this deputy police is involved in it. Whatever part he played, they had inside information. And that's why the cop called to see what was going on and see how the investigation was going. They had an inside man. And Man, it's just wild, man. I mean, how do you feel sorry for people that do things like this? I mean, she in the drug game, had kids, everything, and it wasn't nothing. And I mean, I think the husband probably, got play a big role in the situation of her being out there doing what she was doing. I don't think it's just her. She probably was, I think it's a husband and wife thing. And they all connected in one way or another to all these other people. Something went awry, or you know how it is in the drug game. People undercut each other. And she got caught up in it. That's just my opinion. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.